Prey has escaped from its confines and is now out in the wild, and whether you're hyping yourself up for Arcane Studios' latest first-person action adventure, or maybe you need a breather from the game's shape-shifting alien lifeforms jumping out at you, we've got just the thing. Here are 7 must-watch science fiction films for anyone who's interested in Prey. The first movie to properly tackle shape-shifting alien lifeforms was 1951's The Thing from Another World, but at this point it's John Carpenter's 1982 remake, The Thing, that's considered the classic. It nails the paranoia of not being able to tell who or what might be an alien, and its tense, claustrophobic pacing is interspersed with some of the grossest practical effects ever to grace the silver screen. Plus, Kurt Russell wears a giant, ridiculous hat. What is that, like a sombrero? If slimy black things in futuristic outer space settings are more your speed, the original Alien is a no-brainer. Chances are you've seen it, and if you haven't, what's wrong with you? Go watch it. Keep an eye out for the details, too. Between Ridley Scott's surgically precise direction, Ron Cobb's brilliant mechanical designs, and H.R. Giger's iconic and terrifying xenomorph alien, there's a reason this movie gets hyped up as much as it does. It proved that science fiction monster movies don't have to be campy genre garbage. Hey, speaking of H.R. Giger and campy genre garbage, he's also behind the critter in Species, Syl, who's sort of like a xenomorph if the xenomorph could turn into a beautiful blonde woman and have sex with dudes in a jacuzzi. At its best, Species is a fun, fairly campy sci-fi horror movie, and at its worst, it is live-action softcore tentacle porn. But hey, I got your attention, didn't I? The most recent movie to tackle gooey extraterrestrials causing panic in outer space is Life. Though a lot of people drew obvious comparisons to Alien, it was received well. I don't know about that title though, it probably would have gotten more attention if they'd used my title, which was Alien vs. Deadpool featuring Prince of Persia. Get it? Because it's got Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Forget it. Moving on, Warcraft director's first movie Moon doesn't have any cool space creatures, but it's still creepy and it's set in outer space. On the moon, to be specific, obviously. A friend of mine refers to this type of movie as facility horror, a creepy situation that's made even worse by being in a cold and unfamiliar setting, like the moon. And while Moon is a great movie from top to bottom, the set design is the real strong point, drawing not just from real-life astronautical technology, but also taking cues from earlier science fiction films, such as 2001: A Space Odyssey. You've probably seen Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke's psychedelic extraterrestrial mind parodied to death throughout the last half-century of popular culture, but it's really worth sitting down and watching it. Again, there aren't any cool aliens, but it's safe to say that the development of Prey's Talos 1 took some cues from Harry Lang's space station design. And hey, if you've got the attention span for 2001: A Space Odyssey and want to watch something even slower and stranger that'll leave you with even more questions, Russian filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky's 1972 film Solaris might be up your alley. It got an American remake in 2002, but the original is where it's at, and Prey seems to have taken some stylistic inspiration from Tarkovsky's groovy 70s space station decor. Also, it's really interesting to see a movie about space exploration drawing inspiration from the Russian space program rather than NASA. These aren't astronauts, buddy, they're cosmonauts. This movie came out during the Cold War. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out our recommendations for what to watch, read, and so on after checking out Ghost in the Shell, if you actually saw it. And hey, Alien Covenant comes out in a little bit, why not give yourself a crash course on the Alien movies chronology? And for all things sci-fi, keep it right here on IGN.